This is gonna be crazy here. I probably will rant and rave for the next hour, so get prepared. I'm gonna try and cut this down because I'm telling you what, I'm gonna speak volumes, and it's probably been heard before, but I try to make it different every time I rant about this game called Elite Dangerous. Okay, Obsidian Ant's titled this particular video, "Future Support for Elite Confirmed." Okay, first off, ha. Okay? Listen, their latest game flops. Now they're going to focus on Elite Dangerous again, like they should have in the first place. They should have never strayed. They should have always focused on Elite Dangerous. They should have made it their bread and butter. They had a little success with Jurassic Park. They were like, hey, now we're going to do everything. Listen, Frontier Development has always made multiple titles. You know, they're not like a one title type of company, okay? These people are so lacking lately in paying attention to their gamer base. And frankly, I wouldn't even say lately. I would say they've always been disconnected from their gamer base. Even when they tried to stream and bring devs on, which trust me, I super appreciated that the devs from Frontier Development took the time out of their day to play games and talk about Elite Dangerous. But so many things were talked about with those developers at Frontier Development during those streams, where the developers were like, yeah, we should do this, or yeah, we should do that. Remember walking in our spaceships? Remember we were supposed to have something like that? Remember the devs had said, yeah, remember that? And then they've always done this to Elite Dangerous. They've handicapped it. From the very beginning, I feel like they've never listened to their gamer base. Now, when I see this title here, and you know what? That might sound a little bit rough, but I'm telling you, that's my personal experience with them. I was very loud and very passionate for this game. I had so many hopes for this game, and it failed. It flopped. It fell on its face, and it died. And to see this, like we're going to have some magic resurrection, like Lazarus, you know, I can't believe it for a damn second. So, but okay, our Lord and Savior Obsidian Ant, we love Obsidian. Okay, we're going to have ASMR tones of Obsidian Ant. Get ready and let's listen as future support for Elite is confirmed. Ha, ha, ha. I'll believe it when I see it.
So, some potentially good news for Elite Dangerous right here. Frontier appear to have committed to a further support of the game into the future. This is from their latest financial report. Frontier is therefore pleased to confirm 3 future CMS games, with one releasing in each of the next 3 financial years, FY25, financial year 26 and financial year 27. Alongside this, we will continue to develop and support our portfolio of existing games, including Elite Dangerous, our F1 Manager franchise, and Realms of Ruin. This then seems to be confirmation that Frontier are going to continue to support Elite Dangerous going forward. So that would be a pretty good news to anyone who's been unsure of that, and like I've said before,
I mean, come on, let's be real here. Commanders know. Sci-fi gamers know. I mean, really, you can love this game and be attached to it, but you still know. If you are one of the biggest fanboys of Elite Dangerous, you still know, man. You want that focus. You want them to pick this up and do something with the engine, update the engine, add new features. And you've always been waiting. And don't get on me with the carriers. Get over it. That was so anticlimactic, the carriers. Can't even destroy them.
I've been not entirely sure of this myself. However, that said, the information here is suitably vague. There's no actual details on what this may include. We don't really yet know whether this means Frontier will both develop and support Elite Dangerous, or whether they will just support it. Now, all of this comes from Frontier's latest business update, which is publicly available. There's a link in the video description. And it seems the business update was made available following the release of Realms of Ruin. Now, last week I made a video highlighting the fact that it appeared that Realms of Ruin had underperformed and sold pretty poorly. Frontier now confirmed that. And I think this is pretty much unprecedented in the gaming industry. I can't off the top of my head think of another example where a big game is released and around about 1 week later, the company behind that game comes out and admits it's underperformed. That normally happens much, much later.
Yeah, if they put the amount of effort into the press release about how they didn't hit it out of the park, about how they did drop the ball yet again, if they put that kind of effort into the press release into that game, perhaps it would have sold better.
That seems to suggest that
it's like when they started, they're ready to fail.
Realms of Ruin has not only underperformed, but
Let's
also
make something
potentially
new
significantly
and expect
underperformed.
it to fail.
In fact, if we return to Frontier's previous financial report, we can see that they say the board continues to be comfortable with market expectations for financial year 24. With
basically interpretation, the board is okay with their failures. Like, oh, we voted, we're fine with our failures. This is how you ruin a company, by the way. This is how you bankrupt a company, when you have people on the board who literally think it's okay to continue to make trash.
With consensus revenue at £108 million. So this report was released fairly recently, and at that point, Frontier were publicly saying that they're pretty confident at that £108 million target. Jump forward to this week, however, and Frontier are now saying, following the lower than expected sales performance of Realms of Ruin, the board no longer believes that the current market expectations for financial year 24 revenue of £180 million is likely to be achieved. Updated
but the board seems fine with the direction. The board seems fine with the direction, though.
Guidance is for financial year 24 revenue in the range of £80 million to £95 million. So this once again means that Frontier have yet again downgraded their revenue expectations. This appears to be an ongoing trend.
Why are you owning shares? Like, if there's anybody owning shares of Frontier Development right now, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? What are you hoping for? What are you holding on to this for? Like, I don't even understand why you think things are going to be different, especially with David stepping down. I don't know why you would think that anything's... It looks like I had hoped with the new CEO that there was going to be a change of direction because there's a new CEO. But like, man, if David couldn't get it right, David, I don't feel like could have got it right. The new guy going into this with this board, ridiculous, man. Get out of my face.
They do say, though, that their other 4 games, Planet Coaster, Planet Zoo, Jurassic World Evolution, and Jurassic World Evolution 2, continue to perform well. In fact, they've generated over $100 million of gross revenue each, a combined total of over $500 million. So, with that in mind, Frontier are going to continue working on these types of games, and in fact have announced another one. We can see that right here. So I don't want to get too heavily into all.
Listen, if they updated the engine and put like the attention that they are on Jurassic, and like I think that this could bring in tons of cash. Like I think that Elite Dangerous done right could literally be a money printing machine. I don't know why I'm the guy sitting here streaming thinking this, and nobody over there is thinking that. They're going to refocus. They're going to refocus now. They're going to refocus on Elite Dangerous. Okay, well, put some effort in. Aether says, I thought this was wild from Frontier. The very definition of going back to the ex-girlfriend that you cheated on for a younger girl, who then left you because you have stupid ideas. Aether, I couldn't have said it any better. No, I really couldn't have. You guys know me. I can't speak as well as Aether.
This because I spoke about it a little bit in Friday's video with the details on Warhammer Age of Sigmar Realms of Ruin. And we can see today that it is still played, well, not very well, around about 200 people in a 24-hour peak as of this.
Those are rookie numbers. Those numbers are stinky poo doo-doo. Those numbers, when I see that, here's what it makes me feel like. That little one on the end, don't forget that. That little one on the end is like the exclamation point.
Recording, a little over 100 people are playing the game right now. All of this information, of course, is important to anyone who's interested in or concerned about the future of Elite Dangerous, because anything that directly affects Frontier is also...
What future? I wrote it off. I wrote it off for dead. I wrote it off for dead. I already wrote it off for dead. What future? There's no future. You can't bring it. You can't. This isn't the story of Lazarus here.
Likely to affect the game as well. And we can see that the gaming press are also picking up on Realms of Ruin and the Frontier situation. There's an example article from
Elite. Did I say
IGN.
Frontier? I mean Elite.
So with that in mind, we can see that once again, this bad news has affected.
I mean, frankly, what future for Frontier? Look at this share price. Look at this share price. Look at this drop, man. That's a meteoric drop right there. That thing's damn near flatline. That thing is damn near hit flatline. You haven't seen this share price since the end of 2016. That's 6 years ago. You lost 6 years of value if you're holding. Holy God. Imagine losing that kind of money for your investors. Could you imagine going back down there? To be fair, the market's had a rough year. Okay, but there has been a bounce at 23, and I see no bounce on that chart. I see no bounce. A little pathetic last hill right there that hasn't even gotten over the last high at the end of 2023. I see no bounce up. It just keeps going down. That's a bad sign. Alert, alert. You know what this chart makes me feel like? Besides fart, makes me feel like salad vibes.
Warning, incoming salad vibes.
Yep. That looks flatline to me, man. That looks flatline to me.
Frontier's share price. As of this recording, it's sitting at £1.57 per share, down from slightly over £2 on Friday. But as with all things, a share.
By the way, not financial advice, but if anybody owns something that didn't go up on that last bounce and it just kind of went flat or down.
Warning, incoming salad vibes.
That's the alarm. Okay, if you're a fund manager and you're looking at a portfolio of assets in front of your face and they didn't cooperate on that bounce in 23 that we're having here, be careful. Be careful.
Shares do fluctuate, and it's possible it may recover a little. And one other note from Frontier's business report, they now expect that in the financial year 25, so next year, they're actually going to break even. And so that means they won't not.
If they can make it to 25, if they can make it with the credit conditions out there, there's going to be a lot of companies that go under. There's going to be a lot of companies that go under from now till 2025, unless the Fed cuts the fund rate, which they might. They might cut the fund rate and print more money. I mean, that's what they've done. That's all they're used to, pulling that lever and printing that money. Once things go crazy and hectic, they'll pull it again and print more money and try and get ourselves out of the debt by printing more money again. And then our dollar's going to be worth less and less and less. Each cycle, our dollar's worth less and less and less. But there's a lot of companies that aren't going to make it because of the credit situation they are in, because they're in debt to their lenders at a high rate, a very high rate, locked in right now. And some companies aren't going to survive. When that money gets called upon, when that debt needs paid, they're not going to have the money. Bankrupt city. Who's to say they're even going to get to 2025? Who's to say they're even going to get to 2025? What's up, Leaf? You in the bathroom today, Leaf? We got an exclusive from my friend Leaf, who was in the bathroom dropping a deuce yesterday, listening to us. I would like to thank Leaf for thinking about us while dropping a deuce yesterday. Hey, I got to watch some DG360 while I drop this deuce right now. Some deuce news.
Not expecting at the moment to make a profit. It's very difficult then to see what this means for the future of Frontier. They're clearly struggling, clearly having a lot of problems. They do feel they have some value with all their management titles, and they do seem to be suggesting that they feel that they can recover, that they're in a good position. But the truth is, they've been saying that multiple times now for quite a...
Listen. Leaf and Damon just came in. You're catching me rant about Elite Dangerous, a game I once beheld as one of my favorite titles ever and loved it to death and was very vocal about it and just watched it slowly be strangled to death and die a slow, painful death. You know, this was one of the hardest gaming experiences of my entire life, being involved with this game and being a fan of this game. It was one of the most traumatic experiences of my entire life, being the only guy feeling like he was shouting out the truth while everybody was jaded, telling people that they needed more danger in a space game because it's space, and people not understanding it. Kind of blew my mind that the majority of commanders out there in Elite Dangerous disagreed with that, which made me feel that it should just be called Elite with no Dangerous. because there was no voice for danger. There were a few people. They came to the channel. They watched my PvP series. They were with me. They understood. I taught them how to find danger in Elite Dangerous because the game developers really didn't pay attention to that aspect, to that game loop, to that PvP game loop. And I know there's a lot of people out there and they're like, what are you talking about? You can get PvP in Elite Dangerous, and it's not that easy. So for those people that keep coming in and telling me, oh, you know, there's danger. What's this guy talking about? You can go to these systems. There's always danger there. Like, I want the danger scattered around. You know, like, there's concentrated hotspots in any game. Okay. But I'm saying mostly, what was the experience that you had playing Elite Dangerous? It was going from system to system to system to system to system with the same animation over and over and over again. And every system, NPC, 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 NPC. Your mind got numb. Your mind got numb. It was so shallow. There were so many systems, and I respect that they had like billions of systems. I mean, it's just like this giant star map that's amazing, but it was so shallow. There was no depth to any of it. It was robotic. The only thing that changed were the types of planets and the colorings of the planets and the moons, and the sun would change color, but it was empty in every system. You did not feel a vibrancy. You did not feel it being alive. It lacked danger. For the people that were getting on me saying, oh, I don't know what this guy's talking about. What is this dude talking about? Like, I never played it. Like I never spent 4 years of my life playing this title. Like, I don't know. Like, I created a freaking series to find danger. Do you understand what I'm saying, everyone? I literally saw the absence, a vacuum of danger in a game entitled Elite Dangerous. Do you understand? Okay. A content creator that realized, hey, a gamer that realized, I'm a content creator, I should report on this. I should teach people how to find danger, because no one listened to me at Frontier Development. No one, not even the fan base. It was a sea of crickets. When I yelled, I yelled, and this was what's the response. It was either this, hello, anybody agree with me, right? Or it was like people were angry at me. You know, people wanted to get angry at me. And this is what I heard. When I told people hey, you need danger in this game. And they literally told me to sit down, that I don't know what I'm talking about. And this is what they told me.
Take a big step back and literally fuck your own face.
The majority. You know, I called them elitists. Ironically, I called them elitists. They were the elite in the Elite Dangerous, and the Dangerous got completely ignored.
A long time. Whichever way it goes, though, for now, they are committing to the future of Elite Dangerous. And that's the point that I think most people here are going to be mostly interested in.
Do I have a link for what Cloud Imperium brought in?
The type of content that the game gets, however, is still largely unknown.
I have it bookmarked
It's
somewhere.
pretty clear to me that there's not going to be a huge scale DLC or expansion in the horizons, because otherwise Frontier would have certainly have announced it, just in the same way they've announced all the other titles that they're working on. Well, I say titles, they've announced they've got other games in the works, although not necessarily specifically titled them, and an expansion for Elite Dangerous doesn't appear to be among those announcements. So yeah, whilst not large-scale content in the sense of an Odyssey-sized update or Horizon-sized update, I think it's pretty reasonable to expect that the game is not going to be shut down, and that's something I've been saying for a very long time now. The future, though, however, is still pretty unclear on exactly what's going to be happening with Elite. Let's hope we hear something on the...
It's pretty clear to me, Obsidian. It's pretty clear to me, bro. It's pretty clear what's going to happen.